everybody, and welcome to Goal Line Gossip. This is a preview for the Manchester derby between Manchester United and Manchester City in the FA Cup final at Wembley tomorrow. What a match it's going to be. I don't think Manchester United and Manchester City have faced off ever in an FA Cup final. So right there, it's a historic match, and needless to say, that Manchester City they have a huge opportunity this season to win the treble. And well, it's on Manchester United to stop it. We definitely have a match against them, so we should put in all our efforts, put in the passion, ensure that we retain this historic achievement that the club has for so many years. Back in '99, I was a toddler. I was a baby. I definitely did not see the match uh, live. I mean, I've seen it on repeat later. I never got to experience that feeling of winning the treble. That never happened. I I cannot see that go away to Manchester City. People have already started talking about, oh, they're the best team in the world. Pep Guardiola is the best manager. Started comparing him with Sir Alex, and they haven't even won the treble yet. They need to win the FA Cup, and then they need to win the Champions League. So let's put a stop to that, and yeah, let's go out there and win it for everybody who wears the Manchester United red, right? We've had a good season. We've had a good season under Ten Hag. It's his first season, given the fact that he had to deal with so many things in this season. I think finishing third with the Carabao Cup is something that no Manchester United fan would believe at the beginning of the season. And if we can top it off by beating Manchester City, winning the FA Cup, and stopping our fierce rivals from winning the treble, can't get better than that, can it? So let's go ahead and do it. I saw some of the interviews that the manager and the players did. It sort of seems like they are treating this match as uh, a cup final, which is true. I mean, it is a cup final, but to the fans, it's more than that. And I get it. In today's day, you know, everyone wants to be professional. They want to come into a match focused, thinking about just winning the cup, treating it as a match. But then when you talk about history, when you talk about Manchester City, when you talk about Manchester United, when you talk about the treble, it's more than that, isn't it? And the fans get it. We all get it. Manchester City fans get it as well. And I think deep down inside, Eric Ten Hag, I hope in the team talk, he instills that feeling towards his players that this is more than just a match, more than a cup final. It means more to Manchester. Let's check out Eric Ten Hag's final speech at Old Trafford against Fulham after the match.
There's still one game to go. And I'm sure that these players will give everything to beat Manchester City next week and win it. So we come to
That's what I'm talking about.
They will give everything, and you are in our back. I'm sure we have a really good chance to take the cup back to Old Trafford.
And that's what I like. He is positive. Of course, he has to be positive. But the fact that he's putting the players on the spot, saying that they will give all they have for this match to take the cup back to Old Trafford, that means something right there, doesn't it? Pep Guardiola obviously needs to win this as well. Although I do have a feeling that in the back of the mind, they would be looking at the Champions League final match and saying, yeah, the treble would be fantastic. And you also have to understand, like Pep Guardiola has never won the Champions League with Manchester City, so it is a big deal. I mean, they've beaten Bayern Munich, they've beaten Real Madrid over two legs each to get to the final. So I think they also have a fantastic opportunity to bag a Champions League trophy finally after failing last year before that. So maybe they don't want to go in fifth gear. in this match. Who knows, right? But yeah, I mean, even if they are not on fifth gear, we know how the Manchester City team is, right? Uh, World class players, and they've been in phenomenal form. They've won the Premier League. Um, they've been on a winning run, except for the last match. I think their third team played in that match or something. But other than that, they've been in a fantastic run. Erling Haaland has scored of 50 goals, and not just Haaland. I mean, look at Grealish improving. Look at uh, Kevin De Bruyne doing Kevin De Bruyne things, right? Let's move into the team news. We have no Anthony Martial. We have no Anthony, and we don't have Martinez as well. So straight right off the bat, we are on the back foot because our main players are injured. Whereas City, I mean, I think Grealish and Kevin De Bruyne are coming back. That's just how the season has been, if I'm being honest. Uh, City is also a team that maybe it's because of the rotation, their players don't get injured, and I know that Pep Guardiola said that Ortega will be starting this match. Uh, how do I feel about that? I don't really know. It doesn't really matter which goalkeeper they play, because at the end of the day, I'm pretty sure we are going to be playing on the counter. They're going to have 70% of the ball, so shots on target, not much. Uh, Not really bothered about how many saves the Manchester City keeper is going to make, anyways. So it doesn't bother me. They are resting their main goalie for the Champions League match, but at the same time, it doesn't matter. It's a goalie, and maybe they don't want to pick up an injury, which we don't have the privilege of because of our squad depth and the number of games that we've played. It's not a good fit, right? I think from a tactics point of view, we need to overload the midfield. I think that's the only way out of this, because otherwise, if they draw us out and then play long balls or go wide with Grealish or Bernardo and then try to feed in De Bruyne or Haaland, we'll be in trouble really fast, right? So I think the way we should approach it would be to overload the midfield with as many players as possible, and try not to win the ball or pressurize the defensive line. Let them play out from the back. They're going to do it anyways. But then in the midfield, we need to make sure that we play narrow, but also man mark everybody there so that they cannot channel the ball through the wings and then up front, right? So I think that should be the approach. Fred should 100% start. I don't think Ericsson can do a good job when it comes to pressing or holding the ball. He's really good with the pass. He's also decent with carrying the ball, but at the end of the day, you don't expect Ericsson to do the running and pressing and things like that, and that's where Fred comes in. I know Fred is a player that he's a hit or a miss. You don't know what kind of Fred you're going to get when he comes on the pitch, but let's just hope that the Fred tomorrow is going to be an informed Fred, and we need to pressure the midfield, because that's the only way we can probably win the ball and play on a counter, because that's how we're going to play, right? They are going to have the majority of the ball. We are going to be long ball FC, Rashford running through the middle, but that is also a strength. We did beat them at Old Trafford, so I don't see why we can't do that again. Luke Shaw should definitely play as a left back and not as a center back. I know that having him as a center back could be good for us in terms of blocking Haaland with Varane, but at the same time, if Malacia plays, I'm pretty sure that whoever is playing on the wing, they're going to have a field day. They're gonna just run past us very easily and cross the balls and channel it through a Holland or a Kevin De Bruyne. So I think having an experienced player like Luke Shaw marshalling the left back position on the wings is important. Yes, Victor Lindelof is not the greatest center back we have, but he's put in a really good performance in the last couple of games, or maybe 3 games, and I think he thoroughly deserves the trust to ensure that he can manage our defense tomorrow. So yeah, Varane, Lindelof, and Luke Shaw. And obviously, I think Van Bissaka is going to play just because of his defensive capabilities. I'd be very surprised to see if Delo plays, but let's see. In terms of the forward, like we know, Martial is out. Anthony will most probably not play, so which means Rashford will be through the middle. Um, Sancho and Ganacho, I guess. We should make sure that you know we don't start with Weghorst, because if we do that and if we go down one goal or two goals like in the first 20 minutes, it's going to be curtains for us. We cannot let them take the lead. We have to frustrate them out. We are not going to have the ball, but we need to press them and wait for that opportunity when we can counterattack, or we can slip in a couple of passes here and there and probably score. In terms of score prediction, well, there can only be two ways this game can go. Either it's going to be Manchester City winning 4-0, 4-1, 3-1, 5-0, or something like that. Or it's going to be a tight match, which I hope happens tomorrow, where we win 2-1 or maybe a 1-0. It's not going to be 1-0. We're going to concede. I know that. But it's going to be like a 2-1 or a 3-2. 3-2 is going to be pretty exciting. So I'll go for 2-1 because it seems more realistic. And obviously, it's in the favor of Manchester United. But yeah, I think we should go and show Manchester City what we are about. Show the world what Eric Ten Hag is about. He's a good manager. He has had a good season, good first season, but it's time to be great. And what an opportunity he has! Glory, glory, Manchester United. I'll catch you in the next one.